This is Tauri Talk, the podcast from the Scuderia Alpha Tauri Formula One team.
Check reflect, Yuki. Yes! That mega race.
And it's a third win of the season for Nick de Vries.
Yes!
Paradise, like traffic paradise. What is this one?
What the f is that? Oh, yes, thank you.
Hello and welcome to another argue. Go ahead, Yuki, take it away.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Tauri Talk version 6 or whatever.
It's good to know you keep up to date with our podcasts.
Here's commentator Josh Cruz here in front of me. And here's a guest.
Well, go ahead. I want you to introduce the guest.
What?
I want you to introduce, since you're doing such a good job with the intro,
Yeah.
I want you to introduce who we have here today.
I was doing that, literally.
Yeah.
Could you just don't disturb me?
Now you know how it's like to be interrupted.
Oh my god. I thought you were professional on this, but you're such a rookie for this. But anyway, this is a special guest, Mattia Spini.
Oh,
I literally
He saved it.
is my engineer last 3 years. I guess he had lots of pain from my radio, but he's a guest. Happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Definitely.
Thank you guys. I'm happy too. And
I think definitely.
yeah, I'm the one taking the thing on the radio. Yeah.
But I respect him. I love him.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction, Yuki. As you said, today we have Mattia Spini, your race engineer, here with us. And we're doing an engineering special today. So we've done it before with Pierre Hamlin and Pierre Gasly last year, and now it's time for Mattia Spini to tell us what life is like in Formula One as a race engineer for Yuki Tsunoda. Today in the show we're going to be exploring our beginnings, how to become a race engineer in Formula One, the driver and race engineer relationship, and how that relationship continues to develop over the years. So also, Mattia, I believe you have a special surprise for Yuki later on.
I do.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So let's get into it. Okay, Mattia, Yuki's introduced you already, but I think you can do a better job. So in your own words, who are you and what do you do?
Oh, Yuki did a fantastic job. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who am I? I'm an Italian guy. Was born. Yeah. Actually, I am.
What gave it away?
Proper Italian guy, yeah.
Proper Italian one. Born in Tuscany and
Beautiful place.
Beautiful place.
Nice food there. Nice wine there.
Yeah. Then I follow my passion. It was motorsport. I studied for that, and then I finally ended up in this team, and I'm there for a lot of times, a lot of years, and I'm happy to be here. And the final years of my journey here has been with Yuki. The final 3 years.
Not final, they're the last 3 years.
It's not going to be end. Don't worry, Yuki.
Final years, he said, right?
Final years, the last 3 years.
Okay.
Last 3 years.
This final year for you?
Not the final one.
You said just final year?
I think he's saying the final, as in in Italian, it could be the last.
Exactly.
L'ultima.
This is Italian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
So, okay, so you've already touched on it already, but how did you get into Formula One? What did you study to get here?
Engineering.
Just engineering. There's no...
A lot of engineering.
Because obviously this is for people who love Formula One. They love the technical aspect of it, and some of them want to aspire to become race engineers or any engineer in Formula One. So the more information you can tell us, the better. So how did you get into it, and what kind of courses did you take?
So I done my bachelor in Florence engineering school. Did the mechanical engineers, was a general one. And then I moved to Pisa. There is a master degree on vehicle dynamics. So I actually studied vehicle dynamics and how train, cars, motorbikes behave. And I had a course with a very, very good professor. He's called Guigiani, and he has written a book. Actually, he's an authority on that.
What's the book called?
The Science of Vehicle Dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
And he had contacts with Scuderia Toro Rosso, And I did my thesis inside Toro Rosso, and then they kept me, and one thing led to the other, and here we are.
And what year was this when you started in the thesis part of Toro Rosso?
It was 2012.
12. So you'd been working at the same time as Jean-Eric Vergne and Sebastian Buemi.
Yeah. It was Ricciardo, Verne, and Buemi was just about to go.
Right.
I think in 11, 12, something like that. Yeah.
So you became quite quickly to the trackside engineer, aren't you?
Yeah, because I'm good.
You beat me to it.
I know.
So that was
That's where my
2012.
engineers-
No, yeah, the reality is that, I followed the right path,
Yeah.
a bit by luck, because you have to be a bit lucky.
You have to be in the right place at the right time. I wouldn't
place
say
in the
luck
right time.
sometimes.
Yeah, you can call it whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, part of it is that. Obviously, you need to be good at it.
And
And
he's good at it.
I just thank you, Ray. Thank you. Thank you, guys. No, I just followed the right path actually, because there was a simulator activity starting at that moment for the team. I started to do that, and the simulator is kind of a kickstart to the track activity. It's a very good school for that. So I followed that path, and then quickly became a performance engineer and then a race engineer. So it was quick because I had the opportunity to go that path.
So when did you become performance engineer? Because that is a trackside role.
Yeah, it was 2016.
And who was your driver at the time then?
It was Carlos Sainz.
You're on the right. That's the right side. I'm not saying it's the right side, but literally, I'm just looking at it
Yeah,
from the garage. It's the right side of the.
yeah. If you're at the back, is the right.
You've always
side.
been on the same side then.
Always same
been on
side.
that side.
Yeah, the
Got
good
it.
one.
The good one. So you had Carlos Sainz,
Yeah.
and he lasted you said 2016, and you would have had a year and a half with him.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years, yeah. And then the former race engineer moved,
Mm-hmm.
and I got promoted and then started race engineering
In
from
2018 with Pierre.
18 with Pierre, yes.
Yeah, with Pierre
Yeah.
Gasly.
Yeah.
So you would have worked with a couple of different drivers over that period, especially during the 2017 season where we had a bit of musical chairs happening.
Yeah. It was
What is that?
special.
Yeah, what's that like as an engineer to try and keep changing between drivers and understanding how they operate?
It's part of the job. But at the same time, it's not easy because you need to have it. You need to have this special relationship with the driver. There is something that
What
the
kind of special relationship are you talking about?
come on. It's always the same.
I think he's getting bored now. He's like, okay, how
So-
can I?
Just to be clear,
What you have with the last two drivers?
nothing more than what happens at the track. Yeah.
Okay.
No, but what I mean is just we need to understand each other.
Yeah.
And you need a bit of time to do that.
And before we move completely away from like your beginnings, did you do any other work experience or like volunteer work during your university course before you joined Toro Rosso?
Actually, university, no. I did something before. I was a swimming instructor.
So nothing
What?
engineering related.
Nothing at all. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I used to teach swimming.
Are you good at swimming?
I used to be, maybe now not anymore, but yeah.
Okay.
I used to be racing and so on.
I really want to see who would win in a swimming race between you two because Yuki always thinks he's a great swimmer.
I am.
Okay.
Well, depends on the.
Yuki thinks he's
style.
a good swimmer and good anything.
I know, but no, you know as well as
Yeah.
I do, and it's really fun to listen to.
I think he's the
I
best
am.
of everything.
I am.
Because we had this conversation in Baku last year because there was a pool there. He goes, no, let's see who goes faster at this stroke, and who can hold their breath longer. And
But actually,
It's
was
fun.
most of the time I won to you.
no, I don't think you did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
we
only the
go.
only
Yeah,
the
exactly.
normal
Good
stroke was
story.
it? Like
This was-
how do you say like the
Freestyle.
freestyle?
The most
freestyle,
popular one.
you won.
Yeah,
okay.
a lot.
But other than that, not a lot. Come on, but you were so close. You were so close, and a lot. Other than that, I won.
Anyway, this
everything.
isn't about me. This is about Mattia, and I want to have
I'm
I want to
Captain
see.
America, man.
I want to see a race between the two. Just at some point throughout this year, can we get this happening?
We will do.
Yeah,
we will do
definitely.
for
Good.
sure.
I just wanted that
For
recorded
sure.
because now it's set in stone.
will.
Fantastic. Moving on.
Also, you join as well.
I'll join.
You have to.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
around.
Smoke you.
I'm around.
Smoke you.
Are you sure you're
It's very
around?
confident.
I'll be around.
huh?
Are you sure? Okay.
Yep. And so you talked about your drives at the time. You then moved to Danny Kvyat.
Yeah.
Or he moved to you when he came back.
Yeah.
You spent 3 years with Danny?
It was 19, 20,
21.
21.
No.
No, 21 was Yuki.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
2 years.
So it
2
was
years.
19 and 20.
Yeah.
You had nothing to do with him in his first stint at Toro Rosso. That was...
I actually did 2 races with him as performance engineer.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Is this part of that shuffle we talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I was replacing the other performance engineer in 2014, back in the days, in Spa. It was my first race, actually. And the second time was in USA, I think it was 18, when it was crazy.
Yes. Yeah, we had Brendan and
back
Danny.
and forward.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So we know each other a little
Yep.
bit from before, and then we got to work together.
Does that come into play? Because like he was obviously quite young when he joined us in 2014.
Yeah.
Yuki was young when he joined us in 2021.
Yeah.
Did you draw any experience from that, or is it a complete blank sheet of paper?
You know, as a team, we are used to get on board young drivers, and it's part of our heritage to get to know them and deal with them. Rather than experienced driver, we are more experts on how to deal with the young driver, and very talented as Yuki is and was, and so of course there was part of it, some lessons that I was able to apply later. Yeah, for sure.
Anything that comes to the top of your mind?
Being calm.
Yeah. No, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, we're team calm, so
Yeah, team
calm.
Yeah.
Team CB, Team Calm Boys.
The average maybe is calm. But
Yeah.
we're too calm.
a bit of
We have to-
spikes
We have
sometimes.
to show more emotion.
Yeah.
You do.
I agree.
So-
You have to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the most emotional I saw you was during your time with Danny,
Yeah.
which was the German Grand Prix in 2019.
Yeah. that
Podium.
Was, yeah.
Danny
that was
finished
good.
third.
It was
How
good.
can you walk us through that day? Because like that was a complete mix of weather. We were like P16 at one point, and then everyone started pitting. Danny was talking to you in almost like code, saying, "Oh no, the tires are really bad. This is a bad choice," but really he knew it was good.
Yeah.
Can you talk us through a bit of that?
So it was a crazy weekend. I think now we can say we had the wrong rear wing on the car, and this helped us a lot in the race. So we just
by
put
accident?
maximum rear wing.
By accident?
No, by accident. It just
Okay.
we just chose to go
Yeah, well,
maximum.
yeah, you can
maximum
choose the wrong-
downforce.
yeah.
Exactly. We said okay, 100% quali, maximum downforce. Let's go for it. Quali didn't go quite well. I don't remember, but we were not Q3 or something. And then in the race, this massive chaos with rain coming and going and drying up, not drying up, and we changed tire like 4 times. Like from there was into dry, wet, everything. I don't remember well, but it was crazy. And obviously having a lot of downforce in those conditions is helping you. And actually we were fast in those conditions with that rear wing. And this obviously contributed to the result, but it was fantastic driving from Danny, was good calls from the team. It was really, the team that deserved it.
Absolutely, but of course, it is a team effort. We know there's engineers back at base looking at data, and there's also engineers back on the island that are not on the pit wall. What kind of decisions? Because you're listening to about 5 or 6 people at once in your ear at any given point. It's crazy. We'll try and play a bit of that in another episode. But just for now, like when everyone's shouting at you in your ear, your tire levels, your like even things with fuel, like how if you're good on fuel or not. How do you collate that into just one straight line to say, okay, I need to listen to all this, process it, and then also talk to my driver?
I think it's experience. So it comes, the first time you hear all of that, your head is blowing up. But then you get to know, and it's kind of prioritizing what is important, what is less important, put everything in a row and say, okay, this is the most important thing that I need to give priority, and maybe it's a call for Yuki that needs to be done instantly, and then I think about the rest a bit later. So it really, being used to it and training and prioritizing.
And being one of the calm boys.
Definitely, I'm helping him.
Yeah.
For sure. In the radio.
Yeah, shouting is a good help.
Yeah. This is what
At
not
least,
to do.
at least you can hear clearly what I'm saying.
Actually, I can't because the radio is saturating, so I don't understand. Sometimes they say, Alex, what did he say?
Yeah, you'd speak to your performance engineer back on the island saying, what did he say? And he's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Actually, nobody understood.
Yeah, no, because I have the same issue, because even though I'm like, we're all used to the way Yuki speaks, but then sometimes like the microphone would be right next to your mouth and he's breathing heavily, just finished a corner on the main straight where there's wind blowing in his face.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's really difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, and sometimes it's wet by sweat and so on. So it's natural that it's coming like that.
But also, I think as a driver, like you can hear consistently the engine sounds and everything. Whatever, lots of noise.
Okay,
from
so
the
I'm interested
machine,
in this. What is in your ears, right? Like when you're doing, let's say you've just come back from, let's just say it's the Bahrain race, right?
Yeah.
You're doing lap after lap after lap, and sometimes you're fighting with people and not. What is literally in your head the entire time? Is it wind? Is it engine? Is it the DRS beep? Is it Mattia?
I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I'm not thinking anything, and well, I got used to it. So anyway, consistent. There's something sound. It's not like silent,
Of course.
but like it's not like this speaking, literally to without it's not like you can hear your voice clearly. Like if you speak in a helmet without condition, you cannot hear any voice from your voice from you by yourself. So like I actually I don't know how much like volume or the volume level I have to speak. I'm not even trying to shouting, but like because of I cannot hear my voice, I'm tempted to like say quite loudly, but that kind of
No, but this is really interesting because people won't understand this. They just
sometimes
think
makes that
it's super noisy out there.
Exactly. Some drivers,
Super noisy.
oh wow, they just shouted that answer. Why they didn't need to do that? Well, it's like talking when your headphones are on really loud and someone says, "What do you want for dinner?" I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand that there's music playing and they're not speaking in a normal tone.
If anybody is riding a motorbike and you go, 130 kph on the motorway, the sound of the wind is nuts. And these guys are going 300 something. So the wind is going to be big noise. And then you have the engine and then you have the beeps in your ear for the upshifts. And then it's me sometimes talking. So I think what Yuki is saying is that he has a lot of noise around him, but he just doesn't, is not bothered. It just focuses on his driving, but actually it's very noisy.
So I started really got used to it recently. Like, okay, I can speak literally in normal voice. But obviously, if you speak with normal voice in that situation, you cannot hear your voice, obviously. But you have to understand. I start to understand that even that, when I'm speaking normally, they can hear it. So, and actually it's better, sounds quality, it's better, more clear what I'm saying. So, it's still, I have to improve a lot for the radio, but start to get used to it.
I was just going to say, sometimes you just can't remember that because you've got four things to think about at once. And then you go, I need to tell something to Mattia on the radio or answer him because it affects my race. You press and hold the button, say it quickly because you've probably got someone right in your DRS train. It's understandable that you're not going to be calm because you're trying to think of other important things as well.
Of course. And then when we are talking, it's in the straight because, of course, in the cornering, he's focused on something else. And in the straight is the maximum noise from the wind. And we don't have a lot of time because the straights in Formula 1 are short. So, it's a bit of a combination of everything.
Okay. So you can hear still the wind noise.
I can,
Oh, it's really loud. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
of course.
I didn't know that.
Microphones can be sensitive.
That's why I tell you to close the radio when it leaves open. Because the only thing I hear is the noise of wind in my headphones.
And think of it in Monaco where we had that radio problem as well.
Yeah.
And you're like, turn the radio off. And Mattia's like,
it went crazy.
Not up to me. But that's what we hear as well when you leave the radio open. Okay, so keeping with this relationship, Yuki, when did you first meet Mattia? What were your thoughts?
first time.
Be nice.
First time we met was I think 2020 when I had first time testing in Imola.
That was your first test.
Probably even before when we did the seat fit.
Yes.
The seat fit in Faenza.
Well, first impression, like I just feel like normal guy. I mean, like
He's a good start,
calm
isn't
guy.
he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, calm
Good
guy.
start.
A calm guy, and I actually I don't remember much. But was a calm guy, and other than that, not really. I think we spoke quite a lot, so well, definitely didn't have like a really like any negative impression. Just actually normal, and actually able to get along quite well quickly. So I'm really happy with it, and how the seat fitting, and yeah, I think that was my
So you said you talked quite a lot. Are there any kind of exercise bonding moments that you can do when you come for a seat fit or before a test?
Yeah, we kind of taught from you that about the steering, switches.
Yeah, but that's
usage.
work. That's work related, and that's fine. But is there anything else? Like do you go out for dinner? Like,
Yeah, we spoke about Milton Keynes because he
'cause
was living there at that time.
Yeah,
And I've been there a lot of times because we go for the simulator session there with Red Bull. So we spoke about. I remember like Nando's, going to where you go to eat and something like that. Yeah, and
Nando's, I remember.
Yeah, I think these are the stuff that we spoke. Yeah, and it got a bit closer, because you share the same things.
The thing is, if you're living in Milton Keynes, even Nando's is like the grilled chicken, feels healthy. Okay, this is a grilled chicken, so okay, I'm eating healthy stuff. Actually, when it's not.
the sauces.
Still, the sauces, but in like there's a lot of Subway, McDonald's, those a lot of fast food there, to be honest. So Nando's for me is like, when you live like more than a year and a half, probably, you start to feel, like, I don't know, your head starts to have a bit of a lag, kind of confused, and start to get used to it, and you're confused, but it sounds just grilled chicken and bit of sauce. What's the matter? Still this chicken, so it sounds really healthy. So
Well, it's interesting that you brought that up because every podcast, every interview that ever happens is always finding its way about food. Did you lead that conversation back in 2020? Because you would have known that Yuki was such a big foodie or whatever. Or did Yuki bring that up saying, oh, by the way,
I
the
think
food...
it was Yuki.
Yeah, okay.
Yuki's is big food lover.
what am I speaking already like a lot of food then?
Not a lot, but
I think
we were speaking about food definitely.
Oh, okay. But I think I start to talk about food more, I think, after I moved to Italy, or slightly before, probably.
Possibly, yeah. That's what I remembered as well.
Yeah.
But because what I asked is, Faenza's got some fantastic restaurants, and I thought maybe you might have taken him out once or twice.
We actually, he came my home,
Yeah, I remember that.
once eating because we were doing a bit of simulator together, and then it was late and we ate together.
Yeah.
My wife, and it was nice.
It was really nice.
And have you introduced him to any kind of Italian specialty foods and stuff? Are you the one who got him into Italian food? Maybe.
I don't think so. He discovered it
But
by
I
himself.
actually,
Of course he's going to discover it himself.
I heard
Yeah.
first. I asked him a lot of restaurants. Is there any nice restaurants
give him
around
some
the
recommendation.
that helps a lot actually. Obviously, you start to wanna have proper food. You wanna have good image first. First always when you come to the new town, go to the best restaurant there, or a good restaurant, or else
It's the benchmark.
yeah, it's gonna be benchmark. So, or you don't want to have bad image that that was not good food. Maybe I don't want to live here. I have to find a new town. You don't want to. You don't want to.
You didn't have a choice.
So it's he recommended well. That's
For
why I'm
him,
saying
it's so
he's still.
important
Yeah.
that he can choose a city where to live based on food.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah,
It's not a bad point though.
No.
You need options.
for sure.
definitely.
For sure.
And one thing while we're on this relationship, and I wanted to bring it up later, but it's come to my mind now. Talking between the two of you over the years, everyone sees drivers and the engineers talking right before the race, right until they get in the car. What are you guys talking about?
We are talking about the balance, car balance. You do these laps to the grid, and it's the final, the final fine tuning for the start of the race. And for the drivers, is the feeling that they have a little bit about the car.
And just for clarity, I think a lot of people might get confused with the laps to the grid. They're actually pushing on those laps.
They do, yeah.
And that's why people can go off. I mean, it's not a joke if someone goes off, oh, he's just gone off on the side lap. They're pushing.
No, it's never cruising. In Formula One, you never cruise. It just push every time. And
actually, it's better to push more to feel limitations, right? Because if you drive slowly, you don't feel any sliding from either axle, and obviously, if more you push, the limitation will get exaggerated. So, and you want to kind of fix that limitation.
Exactly that,
so it's better to push as much as possible as you can.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you drive behind the cars, close as possible. Because, for example, when you're starting from P13, even P8 or whatever, you're gonna start behind the cars, right? So also you will set the car as like to prepare for dirty air rather than like clean air, especially for first stint. So that's why I get sometimes most of the time from Mattia that try to drive behind the cars to feel the first balance there and compare to the free air. And we compare and we see the data and we decide the flap or whatever. So.
Well, there you go. Interesting.
Yeah.
Question answered.
This was happened. Then there is the control engineer that is giving the final hint on the start. And sometimes we talk about how to approach the race, but we spoke about it before. So
it's like a last reminder.
Exactly. And then it's going to be a bit of a reminder when he's in the car about what to do at the start and formation lap and so on.
Actually, recently not much, but last 2 years, especially until from first year, beginning of the season, to last year, first half of the season, you used to talk. Once I arrived to the Sunday in engineering room, you tend to always give a lot of machine gun talk to me. So lots of machine gun information. Like
I know what's
he said first, prepare now. I'm gonna give a lot of information. And after he gave me a lot of information, my head is like, lots of things inside.
Yeah, you see the question mark on his head. The question mark.
He's looking off into the distance. Great for photos, but not for...
So maybe I need to repeat some of them.
Yeah.
So I had a bit of a degradation before the race, but
we're getting better now.
Actually, that's good. Yeah.
Getting better. Yeah, it was called machine gun moment.
But I think we start to know, like we know what we have to do,
and this is back to where we started. You need to get to know each other to get this pace and rhythm and give the information at the right time when the driver needs it and so on. And this is only relationship within the engineer and the driver that you get to that.
So it's quite important.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Lots still to come, including highlights from our recent live Twitter spaces. But Yuki, I know you thought you were coming in just for a quick chat with Mattia to do a podcast. At your request, don't forget. You wanted to? Yeah,
definitely.
You enjoy these?
Yeah.
But we've actually got a test for you.
Okay. I love tests.
Yeah. Mattia?
Except paper test.
I forgot the paper. You're lucky.
I hate paper tests.
This is all audio based as well. And you can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, Mattia, you've got some questions. I love a quiz. So let's get into it.
Scuderia AlphaTauri proudly present the one and only world famous, really excellent fun quiz time spectacular event.
Thank you.
Hold your applause. This is a good intro. I like it.
Okay, for this quiz, Mattia, you're going to test Yuki's knowledge about the technical side of Formula One.
Come on.
You were excited. Don't take it back.
This is bullying.
It's not bullying. We hear all the functions and radio calls you direct over team radio to Yuki over a race weekend. So let's see how well Yuki remembers each function without being behind the wheel.
Okay.
So I believe you have a range of different questions.
Yeah.
Beginning from easy, medium, hard. So
Okay.
Yeah.
We should be good. We all ready to get into it?
If I get
Let's go for
to
it.
correct, I'll be happy.
Let's go.
Do we start from the easy one?
Do you want it the easy one or the hard one
Easy
first?
one for start.
Okay.
How do you switch on the engine of your car?
First press the brake, pull the DRS button, and I think it was fail button.
Yeah.
Of course. How are you gonna start the engine then?
Of course.
Easy.
I would hope you got that one
Imagine
right.
in the future, in this, you say in the radio, or you just say in the voice, start engine. The Formula One engine automatically start. It'll be cool. Start engine.
It's AI
In the future.
development.
In the
yeah.
Next.
Next one. How many belts stripe you have in the car?
One on around the hip, and two in shoulders. 3. No. And also there's around the, I don't know how to say other than penis, to be honest, but around
Crutch.
around the penis.
I know it was going to end up like that.
2, so 5.
Yeah, it's okay. We take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. What does it mean when I tell you stay positive?
This is a good one because it always comes up on
Yeah.
like Twitter and Instagram.
Yes. Stay positive. For example, when you finish a push lap, qualifying, back into the in lap, especially, sometimes you drive too slow, and there's a dash, the reference lap time, it says minus or positive, and if you're driving too slow, always the minus starts to get increase. But it's a regulation. You have to always be in positive. Fast as possible. So it's
This is 50-50.
you don't have to fast. Dash you have to see always positive. Stay positive.
Are we giving that a
Come
pass or
on,
not?
that
Let me
was-
know.
I think it is a half.
that
What do I have? Do I have
was-
a button for
This
a
2.5.
No, that was okay. Come on. You have to drive fast. And you have to always see the reference.
Yeah.
And you have to be above positive.
Positive is above.
Yeah.
To be lower.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is not equality. This for red flag, safety car.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Okay.
talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right.
Okay,
Got
let's
it.
give it.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. It's fine.
So we're getting into the medium ones now?
Probably yes.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe it's even hard. When in the weekend tire warming are forbidden. There is a moment
Yeah.
in a weekend
Tire warming in the pit lane.
cannot do the tire warming. This is a hint. I tell you every race. Every race.
Before lap to grid. Before
Yes.
lap to grid.
There we go.
You make me confused. Okay, you're
Okay.
making confused.
Yeah, that was just for me to tell everyone like tire warming. Obviously, you can't do it on the track, but yes.
For safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are there.
Okay.
Okay. It's good so far.
Ah.
It's quite good.
Of course.
Next one. How many
Yep.
electric motors
Oh, I don't know.
are in the power unit?
Electric motors.
Yeah.
Electric motors. I don't know.
How many motors?
What is electric motors?
Electric. You have, the engine,
Yeah.
and then there are electric engine in the power unit. Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Um.
How many? It's more
Okay.
than one.
Okay, more than one.
Motors.
3.
2.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is it the
Okay,
MGUK and MGUH?
Exactly.
Maybe that's the next step for make engine faster then. 3.
3. Yeah.
Make
for
it
sure.
3.
I can't believe no one thought of that.
For sure. Exactly. Okay. This is for driving.
Okay.
When is best to remove your tear off where you're on track
The tear off on the visor.
from the visor?
Yeah. Tier visor is the one you have always in the visor to like kind of protect from the mud or whatever, and you can rip it off. There's like 3 tier visors normally. In the pit lane.
It's good.
Why?
It's good. The reason is that this tear off, if you remove it in a high speed corners or in the straight, is very likely is going in the wrong position ever, in the worst ever, that is inside the brake duct. And is covering the brake duct, brake temperature
And it has
goes
happened in the past.
high. It happens in the
Yeah.
past, yeah. So if you do it in the pit lane or in the low speed corner, it just go on the ground and that's it.
Question from my side: has no one ever just like taken it off and put it in their cockpit?
I think so, yeah.
Why can't
But
we do
then
that?
it flies away
Yeah,
when
but
you
then-
don't know when.
Yeah.
You don't know when if it flies away. So you are under control if you do it in the pit lane, for example.
Got it.
So Yuki knows
Is
it.
that regulation?
No.
To
You
be
can do
honest,
whatever you want.
I taking up in a main straight.
He sees someone behind him. Maybe I can aim it and get it in their brake duct.
Especially with the car behind, maybe I put the tail visor off and
I know what's coming.
it's like Mario Kart, like a banana. It's the car behind.
Just oil. Cool.
How many we got left, Mattia?
We got 3 left.
And it's the
So
hard
this,
ones.
this is a medium one
Mm.
and then 2 hard.
Fantastic, because he's done well so far.
Yeah, pretty well.
Of course,
So,
I know
medium
everything.
one. How do you execute a perfect safe jump out?
And why would we need a safe jump out?
Safe jump out is we have an emergency. There is electrical emergency.
Mm-hmm.
The car may not be safe, so that you have electricity around. You don't want to be
Yes.
electrocuted.
You want to
Yeah.
explain how to?
So how you do it? How
Okay.
is the good
First
way
of
to
all,
do it?
It's electric, so you don't want to, touch to anyone
Okay.
because also
a
I'm
good
being
start.
part of the electric. So
Yeah.
take off steering, just put on the car. Don't give to any mechanics.
Yeah. Otherwise,
And,
you kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And first of all, get out from the car, step on the probably car, and
Yeah.
probably nose or whatever,
On the chassis.
chassis,
Yeah.
and jump onto the ground, but at the same time, same feet.
Yeah.
Same time, 2 legs at the same time.
So you don't want to breach the ground with the car
exactly.
because
You
otherwise
don't want to touch.
all the current is going through your body and it's not going to be nice.
Told you.
There you go. There's
That's
another
good.
one.
I'm
That's
too
good.
good.
That's
I'm
good.
Too good.
Okay, well, careful
Right.
because we've got 2 hard ones coming now.
Too hard one.
Might have spoken too
Alright.
soon.
Okay. First one is during safety car period.
Mm-hmm.
So we are on the safety car. We cannot overtake, right?
Yeah.
But there is a one condition and one place in the track where you can overtake.
Huh?
Eh.
You
Where
can
it is.
yes. Safety car line 2 to pit entry.
No.
What do you mean? Wait. Yeah. One more time, please.
So where you can overtake, there is a place.
Yeah.
You're close. You're close.
Oh, pit road. Pronunciation.
Yeah.
Pit road.
Yeah.
To safety car 1.
Let's forget about the safety car.
Pit road.
Pit entry and pit exit. You
Exactly.
count, yeah?
Yes.
You can still
Okay.
overtake there.
It's
Dang.
okay. It's okay.
Got it.
That's
We got there.
That's right.
We got there.
So
Last one.
he knew there, at least. He was just trying to explain it a bit much.
It was
yeah.
close. Yeah, it was close.
I tried
So
to make it difficult.
We
Some
give him
make
a
it
point.
difficult, but I was
because
saying
it's fine.
I was
It's
saying
fine.
exactly the same.
I got it. Last one. Formation lap. Okay. So we are going to the grid for the start. Let's say we have any problem and you lose position. You don't maintain your position and
yes,
you drop
yes.
back 10 position, let's say.
Okay.
What you need to do?
You can try to recover until safety car line 2.
1.
1, exactly. Oh, it's kind of simple.
I'm giving you a wrong
Car
answer. Yeah, you got to
line.
know the differences between safety car line 1 and 2. Otherwise, you get a penalty.
Okay,
And-
safety car. Well, in my head, I know is that okay. The line safety car before the finish line, right?
Okay. Yeah. That
You
one.
have to recover,
That one.
and you can try to recover. But if you can't recover,
Yep.
if you couldn't recover,
You
you
need
have
to
to be at the back of the grid,
Uh,
last of the grid. No. No. Into the pit lane, and start from pit lane.
we got there.
Got it.
We
Okay.
got there.
That's
Hope
I'm
it won't
impressed.
happen like this.
Actually, it was pretty good.
Hope it won't be like this. And see how.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
Good job.
So are we
Yeah.
giving him 9 out of 9 for that?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
I had a headache.
But you know what? You passed with flying colours.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm a professional Formula 1 driver then now.
You are.
That's good.
So I think you've got the patience of a saint.
Definitely.
I think you know where I'm going with this.
He's angel.
Yeah. So how does a race engineer deal with a stressed driver over team radio? And this is a serious question. This is not going
Yeah.
on against
Yeah.
anyone because you've
Yeah,
dealt
okay.
with other drivers in the past. You know,
Yeah.
Danny can get stressed.
Sure.
Carlos can get stressed.
Sure.
How do you deal with that? Because you know that they're not like yelling at you. They might be yelling at the situation or something else that's happened.
Yeah.
You're kind of the punching bag that they're the only ones, like you're the only one that they can talk to.
Yeah, sure. First rule is never take it personally. And I think it's both ways. When we are running the car, it's never personal. It's just because we are frustrated that if something is not happening the way we want. So I start from there. And, everybody is more loud or less explicit. But you need to know that your job is to go as fast as possible. And part of it is having the driver head in the right position. Means of mentality, focus, and so on. So it's kind of I'm a kind of a filter. I need to calm it down when he is excited for something that he doesn't like, and I'm there for that reason. And I want to give him a bit of a push if I feel him is a bit low with his emotions. So I want to It's always a balance. It's always work together and balance out because he is there. He's feeling everything. He's struggling. We need to put ourselves in his position.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are doing some incredible things in those cars, and it's extremely difficult. Sometimes the conditions are terrible. It's like the track is half dry, half wet. I don't know, that they are battling, and for whatever reason we are struggling. He wants to overtake, he can't. So the frustration is so high, and they're literally going like flat out. Also in the racing, the G's and the fatigue is massive. So they need to have a person that they can rely on and they can help them every time.
And there's 2 steps behind the scenes as well that I guess Yuki's not going to think about or know about, and none of the audience would really know either. But you've got, like I mentioned before, a bunch of people looking at everything else to help you. So you might have the chief race engineer and the strategist talking on one channel, saying we need to figure out when we need to pit. Then they will speak to the tire guy saying, how long do you think these tires can last? I don't know. Oh, they're looking fine now. But if you want to reach this lap, you need to ask the driver. Then it comes back to you, even though you're dealing with everything. And like you said, Yuki could be dealing with changeable track conditions, fighting with someone, the balance is upset, and you've just got an angry radio. You need to say, oh, by the way, Yuki, can you tell me how the tires are? And then people wonder why a driver might get angry with all the constant talking.
Yeah.
But no one really knows that there's like 4 or 5 people in your ear saying, ask him this, because we need to know what happens for the rest of the race.
Yeah, it is it's a filter either way, because we need to be the one that filters all these engineers that are working in the background to work out the best way through the quality, through the race, and sometimes we need to communicate with the driver, and it's my job to find the best way to communicate and to extract the information that we need, because I understand that sometimes it's not easy, and you need to convey the fact that I'm with Yuki struggling there on track, and at the same time I'm asking how many laps is left on the tire, and it's very difficult. It's just sometimes I need to convey that I understand it's difficult, but you need to tell me a number.
And sometimes I will point out, just in your defense, that he will refuse to speak to you sometimes, or refuse to ask you certain things because he'll say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that, we're defending. Because I guess the engineers are just only looking at the data, they're not seeing what's happening on track. They'll say, ask Yuki to do this, and he'll say, no, I'm not going to. Like, I can't get him to do something right now, I can't talk to him, he's literally defending, or he's just passing someone. So this is what the filter means. Like, he's doing it both ways. He's listening to you, but he's also saying, hang on, I understand the call that you need to make, for the tires or for the engine or whatever, but I'll tell him in my own time because otherwise I'm going to be really annoying him.
Yeah. No, Olga Mattia, I try to make your life easier.
This isn't a therapy session, but like it's just for everyone to understand how radio works. It's fascinating.
I like it.
First step, I think recently I started to not swear as much as I used to.
It's
Second,
absolutely
I think it's gotten a lot better.
I try to not shout as much as possible. This is my current focus. So.
Absolutely true. Yeah, I've got a lot of good examples of shouting. That's it's not happening anymore.
It's saved in a recording folder on your desktop.
100%. actually, I put all of them together. It's a nice.
Maybe I can be a rock musician.
You know what? Anything's possible after this now.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, at some point, I was so used to it that I knew when it was coming before it was even shouting. So this
turn the radio down a little bit. Okay.
I said, okay, I think in 2 corners he's going to shout, and in fact it was happening. It was we were laughing with the other engineers. But
Have either of you ever said anything accidentally over the radio in your career?
Every time it's for me accident. Just big accident. Maybe the one first junior driver test in Abu Dhabi.
That was good.
Best one, and we don't have it recorded.
That was good.
I don't know. I don't want to say it. I mean, to be honest, I forgot it, but actually, you guys mentioned that I said it. So
it's become legend around here. Every single person who works for us knows what this is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is the best quote ever. The driver.
I'm trying to think about how to say it.
The first day, right? It was
the first official test you did for us.
Yeah.
And that's when everyone realized, wow, this guy's like fiery on the radio.
I leave it to you.
Okay, I'm trying to think it out. What? Okay. Autocorrect on iPhone always changes this words to duck or ducking.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we know what it is, right? Instead of a D, it's an F. Anyway, so Yuki randomly on the radio, I don't know when, I can't remember the context, but I had my radio, I heard it. All of a sudden turns the radio on. No DRS, mother ducker! Everyone looked at each other. What the hell
it was mega. It was mega. But it's so extreme that you cannot get angry at it.
No. We're still laughing about it now.
It was so much outside any boundary that it just laugh.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Just official test, but anyway.
I mean, official, like as in FIA. It wasn't like properly broadcast. It was a post-season test, but yeah.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
And on this sort of topic, what's the most embarrassing thing or moment that either of you have had on or off the track in Formula One?
Most embarrassing thing. Lots of embarrassing things. I said it, so. Do you have anything?
I'm really struggling.
Even your first years, everyone does something in their first 1 or 2 years when they're coming in the SWAT.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Easy. I did a massive mistake. Like very, very rookie mistake. Actually, it was my second year. Bahrain, with Danny. We went in Q2. So, sometimes in Q2, you don't have 2 new tires.
Oh, so you're talking about your second year as a race engineer. Yes. Okay, got it. So this is Bahrain 2019.
Bahrain 2019 with Danny Kvyat. And, in quali, sometimes you do a choice and you save an additional tire for the race. You don't have all new tires. And actually, in quali, the last run that you do in a session is the good one because you have track improvement, the driving is getting better. So you put almost everything on that last run of the session. Last run, and this was the last run of Q2. The good one, we had the pace to go to Q3. And obviously you have to put a new tire. And actually I called the tire set. He went on the car. He had the blankets on. And then I send the car out and the blankets come off. Danny is already in the pit lane and asking why you put a a used tire on my car now.
Why the tire is not
your,
shining?
your stomach must have dropped.
And it's like, you know, the world is falling down. It's just the biggest mistake ever. So you just don't do anything. You just come in the pit lane and that's it. So yeah, that was really embarrassing. And for sure, I double checked like 3 times from that point onwards that the tires is the right one on the car. Yeah.
Oh, that was
But is that a mistake of just reading out the wrong tire set on your sheet? Because you, for example, you have 301, 501, but is that a reading mistake, or is it just
It was,
human error?
let's say, yeah, it's a mix.
Okay.
Humor error, lack of checking, and so on. So we put some procedure in place from that mistake, and of course, I'm much more careful. Yeah.
And what's the conversation like after that? I mean, I'm sure you have to go hat in your hand saying, Danny, I'm so
You
sorry.
just need to apologize. It just, there is no excuse, like apologies, and that's it. And you know, you don't recover, the mistake is done. You'll never get that lap back. But I think it's the only way out. You just admit that you did a massive fuck up and you move forward.
And Danny's a nice guy. Like I'm sure he.
Yeah, honestly, it was the best guy. He didn't complain. He just said, "Okay, next time, be careful." And you know, it was more. You know, when you do something like that, you feel so bad. And yeah. So yeah, that was mine.
Yuki, can you top that? Yuki, can you top that? And we're not talking about. You can use like a bad crash or something, but if there's anything behind the scenes that you've
Do you
gone,
have anything? Because I have lots of embarrassing things that I just can't remember.
No, because I can't understand what's embarrassing for anyone else. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't want to pick up on a mistake and saying you should be embarrassed for that.
True.
I know, I make embarrassing mistakes where like I've tagged the wrong thing online, or I've made a bad spelling mistake, or I've misquoted. I used to be a journalist once in F1, and I misquoted Kevin Magnussen in transcribing, because we share with a couple other journalists, like we do freelancers and stuff. So we had the audio files. I'm transcribing Kevin's, and I said something like, "I'm not looking," or "I'm not keeping options open." I'm for Haas, but I just dropped the "not" and said, "I'm looking." I'm keeping my options open, and then like one of my mates from another organization who I won't name, but like grabbed that quote, because like we share it around. It's more than fine. I grabbed someone else's for mine and ran with it. Kevin Magnussen opened to options, and I had to go down to Haas and say, "Oh man," like I went to the head of comms and said, "I'm so sorry." And like I saw Kevin again like the day after, saying that was me who made that mistake. I was so embarrassed that whole weekend. I remember it was Hungary 2016, I think, or 16 or 17, but
I know
that was mine.
It happens. If you do something, it's
fake news from me.
Sooner or later, you'll be a big mistake.
Yeah.
It's around the corner. No, Yuki, nothing. It just is perfect.
He is perfect.
It's perfect. It just perfect driver, perfect guy.
It's always bad, like to think about when I sometimes when was the angry moments, or even previous podcast when Nick asked me when was the like things you make you piss off or whatever.
Oh, we did that whole like...
I couldn't. Nah, I'll think about it while in the podcast.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to try and go live on Twitter.
Okay.
So during that, we can answer some questions.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll come back to it.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AlphaTauri Twitter Spaces. I'm Josh, the admin, and today I'm joined by Yuki Tsunoda and Mattia Spini, who is Yuki's race engineer. So any engineering questions, send them our way. We'll try and get to as many as we can.
Oh.
Luca, you're on mute. Can you hear us? What question do you have for Yuki and Mattia? Yes, I can hear you. Sorry.
Hi, Yuki. Hi, Mattia. I just want to say
Hi.
Big fans. I wasn't expecting to get picked, to be honest. I want to say, so for Yuki, do you when you broadcast over the radio on the race, do you think do you try to tone down your emotions, or is it just raw adrenaline in the race?
Yeah, good question. And actually, we talked about it in the podcast. So if you
make sure you download the podcast when it comes out in a few weeks. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like yeah, sometimes. Well, I guess you guys know that I'm quite easy to get a bit of frustrated and tend to a bit shouty moment, but at the same time, I think recently it's starts to get better, and I'm trying to. This is the main thing that I'm working on for the future and right now, and also in my probably like a general radio conversation, especially probably until last year, Thames always my voice was like really loud because of I didn't know like actually my voice is reaching to the Mattia's radio, because you hear when you're driving your car, Formula One car, you hear a lot of engine sound noise from outside, and you when even you're speaking you cannot hear your voice. So like I don't actually start to get confused, always get confused. My voice reaching to his voice or whatever. So that's why maybe most of my radio is quite loud, shouty, but actually I'm not really angry all the time. So yeah, that's the thing. Yep.
Cool. Thank you so much.
All good. Have a nice day.
Okay, so we're going to go through a couple more. I'm going to invite a speaker. Robbie, you've got Yuki and Mattia at your disposal. What question do you have?
Harry.
Hi, Yuki. Hi, Mattia. I guess just what's been your favourite moment and what your favourite message has been to your engineers?
Oh, favorite moment was I think I think it was for me at P4.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi
It
first
was
year.
a good one, yeah.
I think we celebrated a lot, and that was really really nice. For me was I think lots of I think favorite moment we had, but yeah, that's maybe the highest position we ended up. So that one for you, Mattia.
Yeah, something similar. I think yeah.
Okay.
P4 is a nice place to finish.
Definitely.
Yeah.
One thing, because I didn't get to ask this earlier in the episode, but what is each of yours best races, do you think? It doesn't have to be results driven, but like professionally, you, Mattia, what was your best race? And Yuki, what do you think is the best race that you've driven?
A lot of best races.
Well, I've been saying it probably two or three times this year.
Probably, yeah. I mean, for example, then our most recent Barcelona. Barcelona could be a really nice race, except penalty, because still I ended up P9 in the finish line. So from P15, which was really good, a lot of overtaking. So probably that one. Yeah.
I enjoyed
Mattia?
Miami. Miami was nice.
Yeah,
You were at the
Miami was
back,
really
you
good.
took a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And-
good. That was a good
yeah.
one. Yeah.
It was
Definitely.
nice. In general, I like races where you start at the back and you finish at the front.
Okay,
It's
then
much more
qualify,
satisfying.
Let's
Yeah.
start back then every time.
No, I want to start. I want to start P10 and finish P1.
Of course.
Okay, and personally, over your career, Mattia, is there anything that gives you much more satisfaction in a race besides the overtaking, of course?
You know, I'm there for that reason. So I think they are together. You know, just big result, good race weekend. But I think from the engineer perspective is if you start with a car that is not the driver doesn't like, and you find the setup to make him fast, this is a big satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you start P1 with a car that is off, and the driver doesn't like Yuki's complaining about it, and then step by step you put it together and in quali, and Yuki says is the best car I've driven so far. That's where the
You know you've done your
satisfaction
job
comes.
well.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Moving on to Lindsay. Lindsay, you've got Mattia and Yuki. What question do you have for them?
Hi, Lindsay.
Ciao.
Hi. What's been the worst race you've been through together?
Oh, it's the opposite question as the previous one, but worst race was probably from the first year, right? Must be, right?
Yeah.
There was a race that literally I was right. I don't know what was that.
You can help Mattia.
Portugal. First year.
Yeah. I have another one.
Okay.
Hungary.
Yeah, I was actually made.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you
We ended
remember
up like in the points still.
I think it was
Was
first year you spun in turn 4.
But
And then
still
we-
ended up in points.
Yeah, no, but it
P7.
was so much of a struggle, Yuki. Another Hungary probably last year was not easy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So when I go to Hungary, I just have this feeling.
No, don't worry.
You know?
We'll make it work this year.
Remind us
for
what
sure.
happened in Hungary last year. I'm just blanking.
Yeah, just no pace. No pace
We
at
all
all.
have pace this year,
Yeah,
for sure.
It's getting
for
sure.
sure.
I like to be honest, Hungary from like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. So I like the truck itself.
This year will
So-
be podium minimum,
That's a high target.
of course, always.
There you go, Lindsay. You've promoted that answer, so thank you very much.
Thanks for us for
Thank
hyping
you.
up.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Okay, moving on. We've got Ali connecting.
Ali.
Ali, you're online. You're live.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
My question. Oh, hi Yuki. My question would be, what is your most favorite track in the whole calendar so far?
Super easy question for me is Suzuka. It's
I thought it was going to be Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Is that Imola?
Yeah, of course.
it's okay. I like Austria as well, but I love Suzuka. It's just
What do you
layout.
think about Singapore?
Oh, Singapore. Last moment I remember was I was literally facing into the wall. So
Walking away.
Oh yeah, I watched that last year.
Yeah, so-
I was really sad for you.
but still I like it until I went into the wall. I was okay race. So having a good race.
Yeah.
So but I would say Suzuka is my favorite truck. You, Mattia?
Yeah.
Favorite track? Probably Spa.
Okay,
I'm
Spa, yeah.
old fashioned, you know, and but favorite race is probably Canada because the atmosphere is fantastic.
Yeah, true. I love Canada as well.
Okay, so for atmosphere, you're going for Canada, both of you. And for the track layout, Yuki, you're going for Suzuka. Mattia, you're going for Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
I
much,
can't
Ali.
wait to see you guys this year. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you in Singapore.
Bye.
Bye.
Top one. I've got to do this one right. One of Yuki's biggest fans. Add as speaker. Eden.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to... Eden's put a hand up. Eden, what question do you have for Yuki and Mattia?
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How
Hi
are you?
guys. Hi, Mattia. So I just want to ask that I hear Mattia repeating something so many times, and sometimes it's just that I think Yuki already knows that he should go to like one offset or something, but he just repeats it. So I just want to know that is it to make sure that he goes, or he just forgets, or is it just not repetitive and I'm wrong? So I just want to know how that works. Thank you, and have a nice day. Bye bye, Josh.
Thanks, Eden.
I know it's annoying, isn't it? It just
Has he forgotten it? Is he just not listening? Does he not want it?
pedantic. Yeah, it's just to make sure 100% is done. Because if for sure like 99% of the times remember by himself, but if even 1% of the time is missing it, we are going to have big troubles. So if both of us remind it, then we make sure it happens every time. It's just a backup.
Yeah, and you mean the push lap, right? Like sometimes push lap or before push lap or
Yeah,
something.
I give you standard calls every
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
It's-
it's okay. I mean, depends situation. Obviously, before the push lap, it reminds me you have to go back to offset, whatever, because we have specific map to warm the brake for the out lap. You know the brake, and you want to go back because it's just only for out lap. It won't work in that push lap, so it helps me to remind him to remind me to go back. But for example, one of the situation was when we're in a lot of under stress. Sometimes can be a a lot for between us, but still I think we know that we try to help each other. So yeah, it's also good.
I'm going to have one follow-up question with this. Do you ever not listen to Mattia on the radio because you think you're set for your balance or for your break offset?
No, always listening.
No. I mean, it's just like Mattia might give you a suggestion,
Yeah,
and you might just say no. Well, I've got this set.
I have
sorted.
multiple right in the
It
races.
happens.
Yeah.
It happens, but it's from our side as well. We sometimes say think about this, think about offset too, and this means we think is a good suggestion, but
Yeah,
maybe
data,
you are feeling something different, and you decide.
Because also it's because data side, how much slip you always have in the braking, that slip will affect in the long term if you're in a race and you don't know much that in the slip you can feel it, but not as much as in data. So that will helps if I'm not feeling enough. But same time, also I'm doing this break offset in purpose to adjust to my driving style, whatever. In that case, I won't sometimes just stick to my offset plan or whatever. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the question, Eden. We're moving on to the name Nemagus. Am I saying that right? Nemagus or Nemagus?
Hi, Nemagus.
Are we saying that right? Is it Nemagus? Nemagus?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes. Hi, Yuki. Hi, Josh. Very big fan. One question I'm really curious. Actually, how is the swear game going?
Swagging?
The
Swearing.
game where you're swearing and you have to pay.
Yes. Yeah, we talked about it in the last episode where
Yeah, we didn't talk about it actually. We didn't do it yet.
we haven't done it since because it was only 2 weeks ago.
Because I never swear.
No,
after
it's
that,
true.
so-
Yeah, he's been a saint.
Okay.
No, but I want this game bigger. I want Mattia in on it. I want Michael in on it. Alex can come in on it too. Everyone around.
Oh, Mattia, for sure he'll win because he don't speak.
No,
swear
exactly.
much.
But he can hold you accountable.
That's true.
Because like I'm not with you all the time. Engineering meetings, you could have had a bad practice, bad quality. You come in, throw your hat on the table and said, you know what, F this.
Yeah.
And then good. I need to know that
Sure.
for the tally.
Sure.
The next time we can play the game could be when do you come back from the weekend? Oh, we're going to Austria maybe.
Canada weekend.
Yeah, we'll do it on Canada. You know what's a good one? We'll do it on Canada Thursday media day.
Okay.
Because there's lots can go wrong.
Okay.
Not go wrong, but like.
Or even
there's-
Australia.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's the update we've got on the swearing game, Nemagus. Thank you very much for that.
Okay. Thank you so much. I wish you guys good luck for the next upcoming race.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry to say we are running out of time, so I can only get one more. I'm going to take. Who's been here a while? Max. It says Max.
Good evening, guys. Firstly, how is everybody?
Fantastic.
Good, thank you.
It's podcast time. It's the best time.
Definitely.
How are you, Max?
I have one. I'm good. Very tired though. I have a question for both Yuki and Mattia.
Yep.
What is the best part about working with each other, and the least favorite part? It can be anything.
Good question.
Yeah. Putting you on the spot live as well. So there's no getting away from this one.
Well, favorite.
Come to the microphone,
moment,
Yuki.
right? Favorite moment.
The best part of working with Mattia.
Best part. I think we celebrate each other properly. I think every time when we have good session, even free practice, we put it all together. Especially us, actually, when we struggle a lot in free practice, and we're able to put it all together in qualifying and
That's
score
good.
points. It's really nice. And radio from Mattia, like after the race when we score points, or and actually we get along so well. So sometimes we just have together dinner, or he comes to mine. Just even outside of the work, we hang out quite a lot. So that's my favorite thing. The least thing. Okay, well, first, Mattia.
Say something nice about Yuki, Mattia.
I think the best one is when we get together after a bad session. We understand what is going on with the car, and we find the solution and we fix it for the next. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talk together, we go through the data, we understand what is going on, and I see in Yuki's face that is getting there, is understanding, and I'm understanding as well. And we do the good change to the car, and it's getting better. This is very nice. What thing?
Listing is listing. I don't know.
When the relationship's that good, sometimes there are no downsides.
Yeah, I have to.
I'm not just saying that to get you off the hook, because I know for a fact like you guys are quite close, and there is no real.
Good. Yeah, it's good.
Like,
If I
I've
need to
never
find
seen one.
something,
I've never
is-
seen one snap. But go ahead. You've got something. Go.
Yeah. No, it's joking. He's shouting, but it's getting better.
Yeah, we've seen that.
And he told me that I want him to crash in the wall in Monaco. So yeah, it was not my intention.
In Monaco, yeah. What do you want? You want me to crash into the wall?
Yeah, that was not good.
But this is part of the whole emotions. Like, you know, you're racing within really confined walls, and you've got Mattia in your ears saying, "Try this, try that" to help with your brakes.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that one. But well, but at the same time, I know that he's trying to help me. So, to be honest,
I'm too good. I'm just too good.
Jeez, I know. I wonder what that quote is from. I'm too good.
Yes, I have.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
When you speak radio while I'm cornering.
Yeah, no, I know what's coming.
While I'm turning the corner,
I think every engineer is guilty of that. Sometimes it's a GPS.
Especially
It's like
when
it's going to happen sooner or
high
later.
speed corner.
It's going to happen.
And when in high speed corner, you having collections, you know.
I'm not proud of it.
And you hear the like ciao, you know, like you know, like maybe sometimes makes me upset, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just because you're trying to focus, or is it? I'm not trying to be like funny.
I get
It's
surprised.
scared. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't expect it. Okay. Cool. Well, there we go. A bit of couples cancelling. Thank you very much for that, Max.
Thank you, Max.
Thanks, Max.
I just do want to try one more because I believe we've got some Japanese fans that are awake. So I just want one more. And I don't know the name, so you might have to help me with that. What's that name, Yuki?
Humika.
Humika.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Hi. Hi,
Hamika.
Josh. Hi, Yuki. Hi, Mattia. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. I know I live in Germany, so it's like 6 o'clock.
Okay. Same as us then.
Afternoon.
Well, welcome to the show.
Cooking for dinner. Thank you. I just want to ask you a quick question for Mattia and Yuki, and I was wondering because is it really echoey in the?
It would be on your end because it's part of our connection with our little setup we have here. So try your best. I'm sorry.
Quickly go upstairs. Okay. Yeah.
Oh no! It's on our end. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
All right. Yeah, I was during the race. I often realized how calm Mattia is.
Definitely.
And I was wondering, do all the engineers train to do this? Because it seems like all the other in the radio, they are very, very calm, not even raising like the voice
like
or not being emotional at all. So I was thinking, what do you try to do during like the heated conversation during the race?
You know, we take sleeping pills before the race.
That's melatonin.
That's why.
Maybe I have to take that.
Yeah, I was wondering, what would you do vice versa?
Actually, I'm having actually opposite before the race. Actually, I'm having a Red Bull, so sometimes too much caffeine kicks me off.
Yeah, we've got our reason for his like
really
loud
awake.
radio.
But yeah, he's really always calm, and I think he's the only guy who can how do you say, control myself, especially first 2 years. I mean, more towards like first year when I was rookie, I was much worse than now.
Right.
Even I hear my sometimes radio, accidentally from other social medias, like, oh my God, I actually was like this bad. So yeah, I really appreciate it. And I think even amount of bad thing I said, he was still calm. I think I remember one time he got slightly upset in the radio, but other than that, he was always, and I was completely agree with that. So anyone can be a bit of emotional with that thing. So but other than that, I really appreciate it, and that's why obviously I'm trying to work out, and obviously I'm respecting him a lot, and we at the same time we get along so well. So sometimes just I'm relying on that too much and just speaking whatever I wanted, but actually it's definitely is still we have working relationship, and at least I want to show more respect, and especially from others. So but yeah, why are you so calm, Mattia?
And how can we all become calm like you? Because I think everyone loses their temper more than you. I've never seen anyone more calm in a stressful situation.
By just an attitude, just I think again, we were saying before in the podcast, I think this is the best to go fast. So just forcing myself to be in that position, and I think it's working, especially with in the first years of Yuki, that he was a bit excited, and you have to smooth the temper a little bit. But yeah, it just the approach, and then you just in that modality. Every time you do a session, you just enter in that mode.
Okay, and do you have any little bits of advice that you do to keep yourself calm? And don't tell me to breathe. I've tried it.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to shout without opening the radio,
Got it. Yuki, you hear that? Shout and don't open the radio.
Yeah, I used to do a lot now. I'm doing a lot. And actually, imagine I became an engineer. Well, I mean, I was being engineer. Like, I was having probably massive argument.
This is fun. This is a fun idea.
Yeah,
When
next
next time you do the sim session at Yuki's house,
Shut the F up. You just drive fast, man.
yeah. Next time we do the session at your house, can we do the roles reverse?
We'll do, and you'll
drive,
record.
Yeah, and Yuki tries to give you instructions of when to pit and stuff, and let's see how calm he stays. That's a good one. I'm putting that in my notebook actually.
Let's do it.
Well, thank you very much for your question. You were our last one, and that was a good one to end on.
Oh, thank you very much,
Thank
and
you.
good luck on the next race.
Enjoy
頑張ってください。
sausage.
Bye.
ありがとうございます。
Arigato.
So that was a live recording of our Twitter Spaces that we just did. How'd you guys find that?
It's nice.
Very
Always
fun.
nice.
Very fun.
Yeah.
It's cool, and
It's
it's just
actually nice to speak with fans. And
yeah. It reminds me of how connected we are online. We can just press a button, and then it's almost like a radio show.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
technology.
Yeah, it's nice.
and they're good questions.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Like, they were better than mine.
Definitely.
I mean, they did half the work for me, and I could jump on top of it and ask more. I
That's
really enjoyed
easy.
that. Yeah, cool.
That was nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
All right. Well, sadly, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank you both for giving up your time during such a busy period of our season.
And last things, embarrassing moments probably is the one I chunked into the wall right after pit exit in Canada last year. After I changed tires and ready to go in the second stint. Actually, our pace was good, and probably I was excited. And after pit exit, there's like turn 2. You enter, and I forgot to brake. Well, I braked, but I was way too
You
late.
braked too late, yeah.
And went so low.
You remember
So that
a
was
bit
the
too late.
most embarrassing moments I had in the career.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Cool. Okay. So we got there in the end. Thank you for reminding me. I was going to let you go. Scot-free.
Thank you.
But no one's...
Finally.
Yep. Love the honesty. Thank you so much,
Right.
Yuki. You can subscribe to Tauri Talk on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts to get all of the latest episodes. Until then, it's bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.